Now, the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential primary election has been won and lost. The party is now looking ahead for the general elections in 2023. But meanwhile, the party's primary election has thrown up more issues in the polity. Are we seeing the end of the agitation for a Southern president in 2023? Is the APC likely to elect a Southern leader to face PDP in 2023? Did money play any role? Well, joining us to discuss these issues, Arise News analyst Frank Tietie. Very warm welcome, Frank.
Thank you.
The questions, you know, a plethora of questions there. Where would you want to start?
Well, I want to start with...
particularly with the Middle Belt and Southern Leaders Forum rejecting, you know, the entirety of that primaries.
The forum has been quite consistent on its position, and so it's not surprising. But I would really want to start with the stellar outing of the PDP. It was quite a seamless primaries election, well organized, and the outcome may be surprising. And to now see that political camaraderie that was exhibited by all the aspirants, it's a good development for our politics, no doubt. However, the position of the Southern and Middle Belt Forum, it's very important because we have this unwritten rule in our political tradition in this country to have power rotate between the North and South. So it's quite difficult to take at this time where there are a lot of divisive forces that have actually been exhibited in the life of this outgoing administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to now think that another Northerner will emerge as his replacement. So I think the PDP will be in serious dire straits as we approach the general elections, considering that the Southern Nigeria is poised to, you know, in expectation that it's naturally going to be a transition to a Southern president. And that position has been very much, you know, re-echoed by APC progressive elements like Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State, which who actually, you know, provide a solution of a sort of alternative, a sort of exchange in the way positions have been held during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari. So the outcome of yesterday's primaries is a major upset to major groups in the South, considering groups like Ohaneze, Ndigbo, Afenifere, Pandef, and then now the Southern and Middle Belt Forum. So it's going to be a major problem for Atiku Abubakar. And indeed, if you consider that we have been a country that has fought a civil war around the issue of unity. So unity matters a lot to, I mean, Civil War heroes like Yakubu Gowon or Olusegun Obasanjo and a lot of them. So including Ibrahim Babangida, who are still alive. It is difficult to now say the cauldron of disunity, you know, fanned by the, you know, the problems of deep-seated ethnicity and, you know, splintering religious, you know, convictions. It's at least it would have been a time for the PDP to heed the call to assuage, you know, that sense of, you know, of being excluded from Nigeria. The Southern Nigeria, it's very keen on that. So whereas there is some euphoria in certain circles that Atiku Abubakar has emerged as a personality, is a fantastic person that actually exudes that personality that can unite Nigeria, but the feeling, you know, the perception, the sentiments in the eyes and in the minds and of Southern Nigerians, I mean, will not actually accept that.
Frank, we can relate to what you're talking about, but the leaders of the PDP will tell you they have an election to win and they have to put their best foot forward. And of course, let's not forget that argument of the fact that during the 16 years of the PDP in charge of Nigeria, they had 14 years of Southern presidency and just 2 years of Northern presidency with Yar'Adua, who eventually died. So they will give you that argument. But let's look at the fact that, like what you have said, the yearning for a Southern president, not just a Southern president, but a Southeastern president to actually get a chance. Let's put that side by side, the yearnings of Nigerians and, you know, the politics of the party that says, you know what, the North deserves to actually get a chance in 2023. So which should actually be the priority now?
Fairness demanded a Southeastern president, no doubt. But Peter Obi disappointed quite a lot of people when he left the PDP. And you saw the woeful outing of Ayim Powers Ayim in yesterday's primaries. Nevertheless, Ayim had shown himself as a true statesman that he is. However, one thing that is clear is this. You see, if you hear Atiku's acceptance speech in that manner, he reflected so much on the divisions, I would say, in plurality, that have been created by this outgoing administration. In fact, we never knew that Nigerians are so tenacious in the fact that we've held on together despite some of those highly, divisive things that happened in course of the life of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. But one thing that is very difficult to shake off is that, yes, the APC is actually the one that will feel the heat in the emergence of a powerful political figure like Atiku Abubakar.
So are you buttressing the point of Senator Orji Kalu, who says the APC may, disintegrate if they don't get a northern president? Or is the game changer fills the air in former President Goodluck Jonathan going to be a match for Atiku?
Certainly. Goodluck Jonathan, as an aspirant, had actually defeated current President Muhammadu Buhari, even as a southerner from the smallest state in Nigeria. So it doesn't really matter. I do not agree in any way with Senator Orji Kalu. Not at all. The APC is a ruling party. Don't forget about the powers, the unusual powers of incumbency that it controls. And there are a lot of factors that must be considered here. What the party wants, what the president wants, and then what Nigerians want. So the game changer is it's unspoken, but it's in the air that the personality of Goodluck Jonathan is crucial to this game, this common elections. Atiku Abubakar cannot proudly say that he has been out to get that PDP. He has been traversing between PDP and APC and ACN and all of that. So he has, at their times, he has even vilified the PDP. So there is nothing wrong, nothing that that prevents Goodluck Jonathan from wearing the toga of APC tomorrow.
The same party,
and in such a manner,
the same party that denigrated him and the rest.
It doesn't matter because these are political statements.
What will the APC be using to campaign with a Jonathan that they vilify? With a Jonathan, that
we talk as if campaign statements are very serious statements. They are not in Nigeria. They are simply emotional statements that are meant to win the interest of the hour. What happens in our country is power configuration is based on deeper interest. Unfortunately, they are driven by interest of ethnicity and geography. But in this case, the APC stands a chance, and those northern elements, progressive elements, because I emphasize that, will stand more to benefit with the Goodluck Jonathan's presidency, who happens to be the only southerner that can elicit enough support from the north and then a larger majority of the south, as against another very, very important factor in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Is not a person you can just wish away. So we are heading for very serious, interesting times in the coming days.
Absolutely, I agree with you. But of course, the whole talk about Goodluck Jonathan, until he emerges the flag bearer of the APC, it's just speculations. We'll wait for the 6th to the 8th to get that done. But let's move.
It cannot be speculation when you just have a federal high court judgment.
he
Clearly
can run. He can run, but he still has other contenders. They haven't stepped down just yet.
And then he gets
we'll wait to have this conversation.
He gets his conditions, and then some of these things are unwritten and unspoken, but you can feel them in the air.
We'll wait until we can't deal on feelings. We have to wait for the reality and work with that. But in the meantime, let's talk about 2023. Would you still say it's still the year of the Southeast, especially looking at how the PDP primaries has gone and the speculations going around concerning the APC? Do you think the Southeast still has a chance?
Certainly not. It doesn't have a chance.
Even with a Peter Obi in Labour Party, do you think there will be an upset there?
Atmosphere that we really feel. It's very somber feeling that is pervading the social media now, where Peter Obi holds sway as king. Unfortunately for him, politics in Nigeria is built on time-tested structures that are only owned by two major political parties as we speak, the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party. Peter Obi has lost out, and he keeps, pontificating and moralizing about the fact that he doesn't want to spend money, whereas Nigeria's politics is about spending money. Some people describe him as a very stingy fellow now, because, delegates, for example, in my home state, Delta, delegates were said to have gone, PDP delegates were said to have gone home each with about 23,000 $100,000 US. So the dollarization of politics is not for people like Peter Obi. So Peter Obi might just be there to give us a quintessential feeling that, oh yes, there is hope for good men to come into Nigeria's politics, but as to winning Nigeria's presidency, we've got to be realistic. Peter Obi lacks the structure.
Well, the realism may be in Plato's Republic. I will talk about an ideal society and the rest. But Nigeria is an ideal society. Thanks so very much, Frank Tietie, a RISE analyst, and of course a lawyer.